Welcome to LockdownEconomy, a social nonprofit initiative by the think tank AlterContacts to help small businesses and self-employed professionals overcome the challenges of the pandemic and reactivate the economy. In Albania, it is done in collaboration with Epoca University. My name is Melissa Miri, and today our guest is Miss Albana Xhini, the Human Resources Manager of Alba Fireplaces. Hello, Albana, how are you?
Hello, how are you, Melissa? It's nice to meet you and to have this interview with you.
I'm glad to that we can have this conversation together. So, one of the first things that I wanted to ask you is about your business, what it does, what are the main informations that we should get before going to the other questions.
Of course. So we are a business of fireplaces and everything that is needed to build up with a fireplace to warm an inside environment like our home or a work environment like this. Uh, Alba Fireplaces is in the market for 20 years now, with the main showroom in an industrial zone like South. In our shop, mainly, we have employees, 4 employees, our family members, and five other employees. As for the customers, it depends on the days, but in a day, we have about 15 to 20 customers a day.
I see. So another thing that I wanted to ask you is about the COVID restrictions. Since we all know that the pandemic hit last year, many businesses have been on the verge of going down. So what did your business do when the pandemic hit? How did they deal with the situation?
In the beginning, we had to close our shop like everyone else, but in a few days that it was about, it started to clear a little bit. We had to get to work again with permission from the government, and due to pandemic progress and worldwide lockdown, we had to reduce the budget on traditional campaigns while targeting social media marketing because of its transparent pricing and significant gains even in difficult times.
I see. So now that we are 1 year into the pandemic, how is it going now for your business? How's the situation?
After adapting with the new regulations and distance with everyone, the things are getting normal and people are getting used to the rules and distance with each other. And our business is continuing with the work, even though in this situation our monthly costs for maintenance are higher because of the disinfection needed for the buildings and all the COVID tampons and health insurance done every week for the employees.
I see. So now that we think that this pandemic is not going to end very well or very quickly, as I should say. So what do you think that will happen in the future with your business? What are your plans for the future?
We predict that the work gets better, not very quick, but we hope it gets better, and having a small increase in monthly income. Hopefully, we won't have to deal with another quarantine because that would be a bad thing for every business, every kind of business in our state, in our country.
One thing that I forgot to ask is how are you keeping up with your customers during these days of the pandemic, and how are they dealing with the pandemic?
Mostly affected are the low-income customers, as we have seen, because of the big number of losses in job positions. But for the other part of customers in our business, it is not felt a huge difference. It is felt a difference, but not a big difference. This year, it's seen a big number of new buildings That means new opportunities for us, being in touch with the new customers, or keeping satisfied our loyal customers. So it's a mix from different income customers.
I see. So, what are the main things that you are having problems with that you need some type of help from other players in the market?
Mhm. In this part, we need help from the government because the war wage should have been higher because it's not been enough for none of the employees, our employees. And we think it's needed a safety protocol for the part when we need to send the fireplaces to the client's house and building as a whole the project of it. And for the third part, for our business, it is needed that the funding for the disinfection and the COVID tampons for the employees is should be funded from the government because our staff is in everyday contact with too many people, and that is quite a cost for us. So it would be a help from the government.
Yes, I can see that it's quite a risk since you have to go to other people's
Yes.
places and you put yourself at risk to the
Yes.
virus.
We might be about 5 houses a day. That's a big risk. We another one might have some clients in the showroom, so it's a big number of persons that we are in contact with.
So this takes me to the other question that I wanted to ask. Which of the business operations are most affected by this thing, by the pandemic?
Uh, I think almost everything was affected because of being closed, but mostly were workforce management and the staffing because of a big fear had come to everyone that was part of our business because of their families. They have children, they might have old people in their homes, so they were scared. And normally, even finances that was a part of our business. Sorry. Normally, even finances were affected because of lockdown. After we had no incomes, we have no sales for a month or so, and it was affected finances. But it was hard to get back to normal. But and with a low number of sales, even though we got back to our shops, we had a low number of sales. And the last is the delay of shipments from the companies we work with in Europe, like Italia or France or Poland, because of the COVID restrictions, and in China too. It's been a delay that we had to cooperate with that.
It must be tough since they have harsher restrictions due to the huge population.
Yes,
And they were
yes,
quite.
and some of these countries were really affected and have done sometimes quarantine and have a big number of job losses and employees. So I think that's also an effect that's in this part.
So this brings me to the last question that I want to ask you. How are you fixing these problems to to adapt to the new situation?
We have been taking care of our employees firstly. They're part of our business because they need to be safe and to feel safe with their families. So we have done COVID tampons and disinfection for everyone. So we check every week if they're healthy, and we take care of their health. As for finances, we thought the war wage was not enough, but we made use of it by helping employees and maintaining their wages and health insurance. And for the delay shipments, we had to inform our clients that there will be delays due to COVID-19 restrictions, because it's been a difference with the coming of the fireplaces that we order in a few months difference, so we have to inform them earlier.
I see. I hope the best for your business, Albana, and for
Thank
it to
you.
prosper in the future. I want to thank you and thank everyone who joined us today. Feel free to contact Albana using the links in the description of the video. I invite you to like this video and subscribe to our channel. In the coming weeks, we are going to share more insights with you. Stay tuned.